so here we are. We are in the car. The bikes are in the car, and we're gonna start driving to Niagara. We will talk to you all later. Good place to fill up. All right, so we made it to the Niagara Falls airport. Bikes are loaded. We got a 7-mile ride to the hotel. Today is day 0. The real fun starts tomorrow. The 7-mile ride from the Niagara Falls airport to our hotel was mostly on main roads and not very scenic. Alright, day 0 is basically complete. Here is our hotel. We are 7 miles in, only 604 to go. And we will see you all tomorrow. Day 1 was a 52-mile ride, starting in New York, but soon crossing into Canada on the Peace Bridge. Then, after a brief ride north along the Niagara River, we worked our way west and north until eventually reaching Lake Ontario. From there, we rode west into Hamilton. All right, so here we are. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. We've left the hotel. We're in Niagara Falls State Park, still on the New York side. We're riding towards the falls. It's a lovely morning. It's supposed to get hot later. It's going to be in the 90s. Here's the river alongside us, roaring down towards the falls. We will see you at the falls. We rode along the Niagara River through Niagara State Park, passing ever larger rapids until eventually reaching the falls. All right, here we are at the falls. It's Horseshoe Falls in the distance. This is America Falls right here. It's not that crowded because it's fairly early in the morning. This is absolutely awesome, like always. All right, we are on the bridge, crossing over into Canada. We'll be back in the US in a couple of weeks. Here we are. There's the falls over there. There's Neil up ahead. All right, awesome. All right, so here we are in Canada. We're on River Road, heading north out of Niagara. The river is over here to our right, down in the gorge. There's been a string of parks and botanical gardens to our left. A lot of green space. It's about 9 o'clock. We made it through the border with no problems. And here we are. the downhill part of the ride. Morning. Morning.
Morning. Right.
Alright, so we're down at the bottom of the hill. So we've dropped down from the escarpment now. Now we're riding along a somewhat quiet road through a very lovely neighborhood. It's kind of cutting the corner. And we're going to not go all the way out to the tip here where the river meets the lake. And cut this corner and save ourselves 15 or 20 miles, I think. It is a beautiful morning. It's starting to get a little warmish. It's like 9:30. And so far so good. Alright, so we're kind of riding through rural area and fairly close to Niagara on the lake. So it kind of hops between neighborhoods and kind of vineyards and other fields. Off to our left hand side, a couple of hundred yards to the left, is Queen Elizabeth Way, which is an interstate basically that goes around Lake Ontario. It's actually a rather pleasant ride right now. We're about 15 miles in. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. You're riding in Canada for the first time. We turn north along the Welland Canal, the canal that connects Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. Originally opened in 1829, the 27-mile-long canal drops 326 feet in a series of 8 locks to get boats up and down the Niagara escarpment. So, just stopped for a little water and granola bar break. We're about 30 miles in. This part is not great. It's on a busy service road. This is next to the busy interstate. Don't love it. Well, what can you do? Anyway. Cruising along, we're also cruising into a headwind, which is also not great. Hopefully we'll get off this road soon onto something better. We rode into the town of Grimsby and were delighted when we turned down a street of beautiful, colorful Victorian beach cottages. Dating back to the 1840s, these cottages were originally built as summer homes. Alright, so we're riding along. We just stopped for lunch. Pretty tasty lunch down by the lake, sort of. And now we're riding along through a neighborhood.
Beef dip sandwich.
Alright, Neil says he had a beef dip sandwich. I had a steak sandwich. It's quite delicious. And more importantly, we had like 2 pitchers of water. Now we're riding along. In front of us is the lake. Well, in front of us and to the right of us is the lake. And across the lake is Toronto. Actually, that's not Toronto. I think that's the other place.
No,
Just look out.
That's Toronto.
Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, maybe. Anyway, back to the point. We got about 10 miles to go. It's been a pretty good first day. Although I will admit I'm ready to take a shower and stretch out. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Unfortunately, we ended up back along the access road with no shade, riding into a headwind, and 90-degree temperatures. last few miles were through Confederation Park, a park in Hamilton along the lake. We turned away from the park for the last few blocks, crossing over the QEW and finally reaching our hotel after a long, hot day.